Welcome. Tonight we're going to explore something that's always with you, always working quietly in the background. Your subconscious mind. You don't need to do anything special while you listen. You don't need to remember every detail. This is just a gentle explanation of something you already live with every single day. And if you drift off partway through, that's perfectly fine. Your subconscious will keep doing its work regardless. So what exactly is the subconscious? Let's start with the basics. When we talk about the conscious mind, we mean the part of you that's aware right now. The part that's listening to these words, deciding whether to adjust your pillow, noticing the temperature of the room. Your conscious mind is what you're using when you deliberately think about something, when you make a decision, when you focus your attention on a task. But underneath all of that awareness, there's another layer, a much larger layer actually. This is your subconscious mind. The subconscious handles an enormous amount of work without you ever having to think about it. It keeps your heart beating. It processes the feeling of the sheets against your skin without demanding your full attention. It stores your memories, your learned patterns, your emotional associations with certain smells or sounds. Your subconscious isn't something separate from you. It's not mysterious or spooky. It's simply the part of your brain that works quietly, automatically, below the surface of your everyday awareness. Think of it this way. Your conscious mind is like the person steering a ship. You can see where you're going. You can make deliberate choices about direction. But your subconscious is everything else that keeps the ship running. The engine, the navigation systems, the way the hull responds to the water. All of it working smoothly without requiring constant attention. And here's something reassuring. Your subconscious isn't trying to trick you or work against you. It's trying to help. It learned over many years what keeps you safe, what helps you survive, what feels familiar and predictable. Sometimes the subconscious holds on to patterns that don't serve you anymore. Old fears, old habits, old ways of reacting. But even then, it's doing what it thinks is best, based on what it learned in the past. Tonight, as you listen, you might notice your mind wandering. That's your subconscious doing what it does, pulling up thoughts, memories, half-formed ideas. You don't need to fight that. You can just let it happen, gently, while we explore together how this quiet part of your mind works, especially at night. Your subconscious is always there, always working, and by the end of tonight, you might feel a little more at ease with it. A little more understanding of why your mind does what it does when the day finally goes quiet. For now, just settle in, get comfortable, and let's begin. Let's start by noticing something you've been doing all day without thinking about it. Breathing. Right now, as you listen, you're breathing, in and out, steady and automatic. You didn't have to remind yourself to breathe today. You didn't wake up this morning and think, I must remember to keep my lungs working. Your subconscious handled it. All day, every day, without you ever having to supervise. This is one of the simplest examples of what your subconscious does. It takes care of the basics, the things that need to happen consistently, reliably, without draining your conscious attention. And breathing is just the beginning. Think about walking. When you walk across a room, you don't consciously control each muscle in your legs. You don't think, now I'll shift my weight to my left foot, now I'll lift my right knee, now I'll extend my ankle. You just decide to walk, and your body does the rest. Your subconscious has learned the pattern so well that it can execute it perfectly, while your conscious mind thinks about something else entirely. The same thing happens when you drive a familiar route. If you've driven to work or to the grocery store hundreds of times, you've probably had the experience of arriving and realizing you barely remember the journey. You weren't unconscious. You were alert enough to respond to traffic, to stop at red lights, to make the correct turns. But your subconscious was doing most of the work, following a learned pattern, freeing your conscious mind to think about your day, or a conversation, or what you need to do later. This isn't dangerous, it's actually incredibly efficient. Your brain has limited resources, limited energy, and it's learned over time to conserve that energy by automating as much as possible. Every routine task you do, every familiar sequence of actions, gets encoded into patterns. Your morning routine, the way you make coffee or tea, the order in which you get dressed, the route you take through the grocery store. All of these become subconscious scripts, habits that run automatically, smoothly, so your conscious mind can focus on things that actually require active decision-making. This is how your brain saves energy, by taking things you've done many times before and moving them into the background, letting them run on autopilot. And most of the time, this works beautifully. You go through your day, accomplishing tasks, moving through spaces, responding to familiar situations, all without having to consciously direct every tiny action. Your subconscious is, in many ways, a collection of everything you've learned, everything you've practiced enough times that it became automatic. Walking, talking, reading, recognizing faces, understanding language. These are all subconscious skills now, even though you had to learn them consciously at some point in your life. So when you think about your subconscious, you can think about it as a helpful assistant, something that learned your preferences, your patterns, your ways of moving through the world. And now it runs those patterns for you, quietly, efficiently, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single day. At night, when you're lying here, ready to rest, all of those automatic processes are still happening. Your heart is still beating, your lungs are still breathing, your body is still regulating its temperature, digesting your last meal, repairing small bits of damage from the day. And you don't have to manage any of it. You can simply let go. Let your subconscious continue its work. It knows what to do. Now let's talk about something that might feel more complicated: the emotional side of the subconscious. Your subconscious doesn't just store practical skills like walking and breathing. It also holds on to feelings, unresolved feelings, things that didn't quite get finished during the day. Maybe you had a conversation that ended awkwardly, or maybe someone said something that bothered you, but you didn't have a chance to respond. Maybe you're carrying worry about something coming up tomorrow or next week. Maybe there's a relationship in your life that feels uncertain, unresolved, still quietly asking for your attention. These are what we might call open loops, emotional or mental tasks that your brain hasn't quite marked as complete. And here's the thing, your subconscious doesn't like leaving things open. It's designed to seek resolution, to make sense of experiences, to categorize and file away information so it knows how to respond in the future. But life doesn't always offer clean endings. Conversations get interrupted. Problems don't always have immediate solutions. Feelings don't always resolve themselves neatly just because the day is over. So your subconscious keeps those loops active. It holds on to them in the background as something that still needs attention. Not because it's punishing you, but because it's trying to help. It thinks, if I keep this active, maybe we'll find a way to resolve it. Maybe we'll figure it out. And often during the day, when you're busy and distracted, these open loops stay quiet. They don't bother you much. But at night, when everything goes still, when there's nothing left to distract you, those background processes can suddenly feel much louder. This is completely normal. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's just your brain doing what it's designed to do. Trying to process, trying to make sense, trying to close the loops that are still open. Sometimes the feeling isn't even about one specific thing. It's just a general sense of unfinished business, a vague restlessness, a feeling that there's something you should be doing, or thinking about, or worrying about. Your subconscious has a hard time distinguishing between truly urgent problems and things that just feel emotionally unresolved. To your subconscious, an unfinished conversation can feel just as pressing as an actual emergency. Because emotionally, it carries weight, it carries significance. So if you're lying here tonight and you notice thoughts looping, the same worry coming back, the same conversation replaying in your mind, you can recognize that as your subconscious trying to work through something, trying to file it away properly, trying to make sense of it so it can finally let it go. You don't have to solve everything tonight. You don't have to force these loops to close. In fact, trying too hard to push them away often makes them louder, because your subconscious interprets that as a signal that the issue is even more important. What you can do instead is just acknowledge them. Yes, I'm still thinking about that conversation. Yes, I'm still worried about that thing tomorrow. That makes sense. It's okay. And then gently let your attention return to something softer, like your breathing, or the sound of this voice, or the feeling of your body resting. Over time, often over several nights, your subconscious will gradually process these feelings. It will soften the intensity. It will find a way to file the experience away so it doesn't keep demanding your attention. But that happens on its own schedule, not according to your conscious will. So tonight, if you're carrying unfinished business, you can let it be unfinished for now. You can trust that your subconscious is working on it quietly in the background, and you can rest anyway. Your subconscious is always scanning, always checking, always asking a quiet question in the background. Am I safe right now? This isn't something you consciously notice most of the time, but it's happening constantly. Your subconscious is reading the environment around you, looking for cues, for patterns, for anything that might signal safety or danger. This scanning system is old, very old. It evolved long before humans had language, or logic, or the ability to reason through complex decisions. Its job was simple: keep you alive, keep you safe, and it learned how to do that through experience, through pattern recognition. If something happened once and it hurt you, or scared you, or felt dangerous, your subconscious filed that away. It remembered the context, the sounds, the sights, the feelings that preceded the danger. And now, whenever something similar appears, your subconscious sends a signal. Pay attention. This might not be safe. The problem is, your subconscious isn't always very precise. It's better at being cautious than at being accurate. It would rather send 10 false alarms than miss one real danger. So sometimes your subconscious flags things as unsafe when they're not actually dangerous. A loud noise, a certain tone of voice, a situation that reminds you, even vaguely, of something difficult from your past. And these signals can be especially strong at night. During the day, you're busy. Your conscious mind is engaged with tasks, with people, with distractions. There's less space for your subconscious signals to break through. But at night, when everything is quiet, when there's nothing left to focus on, those signals can feel much louder, much more insistent. You might notice your body feeling tense, even though nothing is actively wrong right now. You might notice your mind jumping to worst-case scenarios, to fears that feel out of proportion to the actual situation. This isn't irrational. It's your subconscious doing its job, trying to keep you safe based on what it learned in the past. But here's the important part. Your subconscious can learn new patterns. It can update its understanding of what's safe and what's not. If you repeatedly experience something that used to feel dangerous, and nothing bad happens, your subconscious will gradually adjust. It will begin to recategorize that situation as less threatening. The signals will soften. The sense of alarm will fade. This takes time. It doesn't happen instantly, and it requires consistent, repeated experiences of safety. But it does happen. At night, when your subconscious is scanning and sending signals, you can help by creating predictability, by creating patterns that signal safety. Your bedroom, for example, can become a place your subconscious learns to associate with rest, with calm, with nothing bad happening. The same bed, the same pillow, the same ritual before sleep. Over time, these cues tell your subconscious, this is a safe place. You can let your guard down here. Listening to something familiar, like this, can also signal safety. The same voice, the same tone, the same slow pace. Your subconscious learns, when I hear this, nothing bad is happening, I can relax. If you notice tonight that your body feels more alert than you'd like, more vigilant, more tense, you can recognize that as your subconscious doing its job. It's trying to protect you, it's not working against you, and you can gently remind yourself and your subconscious that right now, in this moment, you are safe. You are lying down. You are resting. Nothing is demanding your attention. Nothing is threatening you. You don't have to fight the signals. You don't have to force your body to relax. You can just acknowledge them. I feel tense. That makes sense. My subconscious is being cautious, but I'm okay. I'm safe. And over time, with repetition, your subconscious will begin to trust that. It will begin to lower its guard, and nighttime will feel a little quieter, a little calmer, a little safer. As you lie here, something interesting is beginning to happen, something you don't have to control, something that happens naturally every single night. Your conscious mind is starting to let go, and your subconscious is beginning to take over completely. This transition happens gradually, slowly. It's not a sudden switch. It's more like a gentle handover, where one part of your mind steps back and another part steps forward. During the day, your conscious mind is in charge. You're making decisions, directing your attention, choosing what to focus on. You have a sense of control, of agency, of steering your own thoughts. But you can't stay in that state forever. It's exhausting. It takes energy. And at a certain point, your brain needs to rest. Your conscious mind needs to step aside. So as you begin to relax, as your body settles and your breathing slows, your conscious mind starts to release its grip. Thoughts become less linear, less logical. You might notice your mind drifting, following strange connections, jumping from one idea to another without clear reason. This is normal. This is the beginning of the handover. Your subconscious doesn't think in straight lines. It doesn't follow the rules of waking logic. It moves through associations, through feelings, through images and sensations. And as your conscious mind fades into the background, your subconscious begins to fill the space. You might notice, if you're still awake enough to notice, that your thoughts are becoming more dreamlike, more fluid, less concerned with making sense. This is a sign that the transition is happening, that your brain is moving from the waking state into the early stages of sleep. And here's the reassuring part. You don't have to manage this transition. You don't have to make it happen. Your brain knows exactly what to do. It's done this thousands of times before. Every single night of your life, all you have to do is let it happen. Let your conscious mind step back. Let your subconscious take over. Trust that the process will unfold on its own, smoothly, naturally. Sometimes people resist this transition. They hold on. They try to stay in control, to keep their thoughts clear and focused. Often this happens because some part of them feels like letting go isn't safe, like they need to stay vigilant. But the truth is, letting go is the safest thing you can do right now. Your subconscious is perfectly capable of keeping you safe while you sleep. It will wake you if something truly needs your attention. It will keep your body functioning, keep your breathing steady, keep everything running smoothly. You don't need to supervise, you don't need to stay on guard. You can simply allow the transition to happen, allow your thoughts to drift, allow your awareness to soften, allow the boundaries of your conscious mind to blur and dissolve. If you notice yourself trying to hold on, trying to stay alert, you can gently remind yourself, it's okay to let go. My subconscious will take care of things from here. And if thoughts keep pulling you back toward waking awareness, that's okay too. You don't have to fight them. You can just notice them, acknowledge them, and then let your attention drift back to something softer. The sound of this voice, the rhythm of your breathing, the feeling of your body resting. The transition into sleep isn't something you can force. It's something you allow, something you surrender to. And the more you trust the process, the more easily it happens. So tonight, as you lie here, you can practice letting go. Practice releasing control. Practice trusting that your subconscious knows what to do next. And as you do, you'll find yourself drifting, gently, naturally, into the quiet space where your subconscious takes over and your conscious mind finally gets to rest. While you sleep, your subconscious is busy, not in a stressful way, not in a way that requires any effort from you, but busy nonetheless, doing one of its most important jobs, organizing your memories. Every day, you take in an enormous amount of information, conversations, images, experiences, sensations, far more than your brain could possibly store in full detail. So, during sleep, your subconscious sorts through all of that information and decides what to keep, what to strengthen, and what to let fade. This process is called memory consolidation, and it happens primarily during sleep, especially during certain stages of sleep when your brain is particularly active in the background. Think of it like a librarian working through a pile of books. Some books are important. They get placed carefully on the shelves, labeled, easy to find later. Some books are less important. They might get skimmed and then set aside, available if needed but not prioritized. And some books are barely worth keeping at all. They get discarded, forgotten, making room for new information tomorrow. Your subconscious is doing something similar with your memories. It's strengthening the connections between neurons for experiences that seem important. Things you repeated multiple times, things that had emotional weight, things that might be useful in the future, and it's weakening the connections for things that don't seem to matter as much. Trivial details, moments that didn't carry significance, information you don't need to hold on to. But here's where it gets particularly interesting. Your subconscious doesn't just organize factual memories, it also processes emotional memories. Experiences that carried feelings, fear, joy, sadness, frustration, love. And while your brain is consolidating these emotional memories, something else happens. The emotional intensity often gets dialed down, softened, not erased, but made more manageable. This is why something that felt overwhelming yesterday might feel a little less intense after a good night's sleep. Your subconscious has been working on it, processing it, integrating it, reducing the emotional charge so it doesn't keep triggering such a strong reaction. This doesn't happen in just one night. For significant emotional experiences, it takes multiple nights, multiple rounds of processing. Your brain revisits the memory, strengthens the factual details you need to remember, and gradually softens the emotional impact so it doesn't overwhelm you every time you think about it. This is an act of kindness from your subconscious. It's not trying to make you forget important things. It's trying to help you carry them more easily, to remember what happened without being flooded by the same intensity of feeling every single time. Of course, this doesn't always work perfectly. Some memories remain emotionally charged for a long time, especially if they were traumatic or if they keep getting reactivated by current experiences. But for most everyday emotional experiences, sleep does gradually soften them, makes them easier to live with. And you don't have to do anything to make this happen. You don't have to consciously guide the process. Your subconscious handles it automatically while you rest. So if you're lying here tonight carrying something difficult from today or from this week, you can trust that your subconscious is already working on it, already beginning to sort through it, process it, soften it. You don't have to solve it right now. You don't have to make sense of it before you fall asleep. You can simply let your subconscious do its work quietly in the background while you rest. And tomorrow, or in a few days, you might notice that the same experience feels a little less heavy, a little less raw. Not because you forgot it, but because your brain has been processing it, integrating it, making it easier to carry. This is one of the most valuable things sleep does for you. It doesn't just rest your body, it heals your mind. It organizes your memories. It softens your emotional load. And all of that happens while you're simply lying here, breathing, resting, letting your subconscious do what it knows how to do. At some point tonight, if you sleep deeply enough, you'll dream. Dreams are one of the most fascinating aspects of the subconscious, and also one of the most misunderstood. For a long time, people thought dreams were messages, direct communications from the subconscious, filled with symbols that needed to be decoded, interpreted, understood. And while dreams can certainly reflect things happening in your subconscious, they're not usually quite that literal. Dreams are more like side effects of the brain's nighttime work, as your subconscious is processing memories, sorting emotions, strengthening neural connections. Bits and pieces of that activity bubble up into your awareness in the form of images, sensations, stories. Sometimes dreams pull from recent experiences. You might dream about something that happened today, or a person you saw, or a place you visited. Your brain is replaying those memories, strengthening the important parts, and in the process, you experience fragments of them as dreams. Sometimes dreams pull from older memories, things you haven't thought about in years. Your subconscious is making connections, linking past experiences to present ones, finding patterns, and those old memories resurface briefly as part of the process. And sometimes dreams are completely bizarre. Impossible scenarios, strange combinations of people and places, narratives that make no logical sense. This happens because your subconscious isn't bound by the rules of waking logic. It's free to combine things in ways that would never happen in real life. And as it does its work, those random combinations sometimes break through into your awareness as dreams. There are different theories about what dreams actually do. Some researchers think dreams are just noise, random firing of neurons with no particular purpose, and the brain tries to make sense of that noise by creating a story. Other researchers think dreams serve a function, that they help with emotional processing, problem-solving, or creativity, that they allow the brain to explore possibilities, rehearse responses, work through difficult feelings in a safe, imaginary space. The truth is, we don't fully know. Dreams are still somewhat mysterious, even with all the research that's been done. But what we do know is that dreams are a normal, natural part of sleep. They happen to everyone, whether you remember them or not. And here's something important. You don't have to analyze your dreams. You don't have to figure out what they mean. They're doing their work automatically, whether you understand them or not. If you wake up from a dream and it felt meaningful, you can certainly reflect on it. You might notice themes, patterns, feelings that connect to something in your waking life. That can be interesting, even insightful. But if your dreams are confusing or disturbing or just plain weird, you don't have to worry about them. They're not a test. They're not trying to tell you something you're supposed to figure out. They're just the subconscious doing its work, and sometimes that work looks strange from the outside. Most dreams you won't even remember. You'll have them, move through them, and then forget them completely by the time you wake up. And that's perfectly fine. The work is happening in the background, whether you remember the dream or not. So tonight, if you dream, you can simply let the dreams happen. Let them unfold without trying to control them, without trying to interpret them. They're part of the process, part of how your subconscious organizes, processes, and makes sense of your experiences. And when you wake up, whether you remember the dreams or not, your subconscious will have done its work. The memories will be sorted, the emotions will be a little softer, the neural connections will be a little stronger. Dreams are just one more way your subconscious takes care of you, quietly, while you rest. Let's talk about routines, specifically bedtime routines. You've probably noticed that certain activities, done in a certain order, can help you feel ready for sleep. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, washing your face, dimming the lights. Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book, or listening to something calming. Maybe it's simply getting into bed at roughly the same time each night. These routines aren't just practical habits, they're signals, messages to your subconscious. Remember, your subconscious is always scanning for cues about whether it's safe to relax. And one of the most powerful cues is predictability. Familiar patterns, things that happen the same way, in the same order, night after night. When you follow a consistent bedtime routine, you're essentially writing code for your subconscious. You're saying, when I do these things, in this order, it means the day is over. It means it's safe to rest now. And over time, your subconscious learns that code. It starts to respond automatically. The moment you begin your routine, your body and mind start preparing for sleep. Your heart rate slows, your muscles begin to relax, your brain shifts into a quieter state. This is why people often recommend keeping a consistent bedtime routine. Not because there's anything magical about the specific activities, but because the repetition creates a subconscious script, a reliable pattern that signals safety and rest. Of course, life doesn't always allow for perfect consistency. Some nights you'll go to bed later, or skip parts of your routine, or fall asleep somewhere other than your bed. And that's okay. Your subconscious is flexible. It can adapt. But when you do have the opportunity to create consistency, it helps. It makes the transition into sleep a little smoother, a little easier, because your subconscious already knows what's coming next. Think about what signals safety for you. What helps your subconscious understand that it's time to let go? Maybe it's the feeling of clean sheets. Maybe it's the sound of rain, or white noise, or a familiar voice. Maybe it's the ritual of setting an alarm, or checking that the doors are locked, or placing your phone face down on the nightstand. These small actions might seem trivial, but to your subconscious, they're meaningful. They're part of the script that says, everything is taken care of. You can rest now. And the more consistently you repeat these patterns, the more powerful they become. The deeper they get encoded into your subconscious, until eventually they trigger the relaxation response almost automatically. This is also why changing your routine can sometimes make sleep harder. If you're traveling or staying somewhere unfamiliar, or if something disrupts your usual pattern, your subconscious doesn't get the cues it's used to. It doesn't know for certain that it's safe to rest. So it stays a little more alert, a little more vigilant, just in case. But even then, you can create new cues, new signals. Even small rituals, like taking 3 deep breaths before closing your eyes, or saying a quiet phrase to yourself, can become part of a portable routine, something your subconscious learns to recognize no matter where you are. The key is repetition, consistency, not perfection, but a general pattern that your subconscious can learn to rely on. So if you're lying here tonight and you've done your usual routine, your subconscious already knows what that means. It's already beginning to respond, already preparing your body and mind for rest. And if tonight was different, if something interrupted your usual pattern, that's okay too. Your subconscious is adaptable. It can still find its way into sleep, even without all the usual cues. But over time, as you continue to practice consistency, your bedtime routine will become one of the most effective tools you have for helping your subconscious understand that it's safe to rest, that the day is over, that nothing more needs to be done. And that signal, repeated night after night, becomes a gift to yourself, a way of telling your subconscious, gently, reliably, you can let go now. I've got this. You've probably noticed it before. You're lying in bed, trying to rest, and suddenly a thought appears. A worry, a memory, something you said earlier that didn't come out quite right, a conversation you need to have tomorrow, a problem you can't solve right now. And then the thought comes back, again and again, looping through your mind, even though you've already thought about it, even though there's nothing you can do about it at this moment. Why does this happen? Why do certain thoughts repeat at night? There are a few reasons, and understanding them can make the experience a little less frustrating. First, nighttime is quiet. During the day, you're busy. Your attention is divided among many things: work, conversations, tasks, distractions. There's always something pulling your focus outward, toward the external world. But at night, when you lie down and close your eyes, there's nothing left to distract you. The external world fades away, and suddenly there's space for all the thoughts and feelings that were running in the background all day. Your subconscious has been holding on to these thoughts, these worries, these open loops, and now, in the quiet, they finally have room to surface, to demand your attention. This doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, it just means your mind is less distracted. And the thoughts that were always there, humming quietly in the background, are now easier to hear. Second, your subconscious is trying to solve problems. That's part of its job. It's constantly working on things, trying to make sense of situations, trying to figure out what to do next. And when it encounters something unresolved, something that doesn't have a clear answer yet, it keeps coming back to it. It's like your brain is saying, "Wait, we haven't finished with this yet. Let's think about it again." The problem is, some things can't be solved by thinking about them over and over. Some things require action or time or information you don't have yet. But your subconscious doesn't always know that. It just knows the loop is still open, so it keeps trying. Third, certain thoughts repeat at night because they're tied to emotions. Fear, guilt, regret, anticipation. These emotions give the thoughts weight. They make them feel important, urgent, like they need to be addressed right now. And your subconscious is particularly sensitive to emotional weight. It prioritizes emotionally significant information because from an evolutionary perspective, emotions usually signal something important. Something that might affect your safety, your relationships, your survival. So when a thought carries emotional charge, your subconscious keeps bringing it back to your attention, hoping you'll do something about it. But again, there's often nothing you can do about it in the middle of the night. You can't have that difficult conversation right now. You can't solve that problem right now. You can't change what already happened. So what can you do when thoughts keep repeating? First, you can acknowledge them. Don't try to push them away or pretend they're not there. Your subconscious will interpret that as resistance, and it will push back harder. Instead, you can simply say internally, "Yes, I'm thinking about that. I know it's on my mind. It makes sense that I'm worried about it." Second, you can gently redirect your attention, not by fighting the thought, but by offering your mind something else to focus on, something softer, more neutral. Your breathing, the sensation of your body resting, the sound of this voice. Your mind might drift back to the repeating thought. That's okay. You can just notice it again, acknowledge it, and gently bring your attention back. Over time, with repetition, the thought will begin to quiet, not because you forced it away, but because your subconscious realizes it's not getting anywhere. It's not solving anything by repeating the thought, and gradually it will let it go, at least for tonight. Third, you can remind yourself that your subconscious will keep working on it, even if you're not consciously thinking about it. You don't have to supervise, you don't have to stay alert. Your subconscious will process the thought, sort through the emotions, and by morning, it might feel a little less urgent. So if certain thoughts are repeating tonight, you can recognize that as normal, as your mind doing what minds do when the world goes quiet. You don't have to fix it, you don't have to make it stop. You can just let it be, gently, while you rest. There's a popular idea that you can reprogram your subconscious while you sleep. That if you listen to certain messages or repeat certain affirmations, your subconscious will absorb them and you'll wake up changed. This idea is appealing. It suggests you can make significant changes without effort, just by exposing yourself to the right information while you're unconscious. But the reality is more nuanced. Your subconscious does learn constantly. It's always absorbing information, forming associations, updating its models of the world. But it's not passive. It's not just waiting to be programmed. Your subconscious learns through experience, through repetition, through emotional significance. It learns what happens when you do certain things, how people respond to you, what feels safe and what doesn't. And it adjusts its patterns based on that learning, but simply hearing words while you sleep doesn't automatically change those patterns. Your subconscious doesn't take instructions the way your conscious mind does. It doesn't respond to commands or logical arguments. It responds to feelings, to consistency, to repeated experiences over time. So can you influence your subconscious while you sleep? In a way, yes, but not through magic or instant reprogramming. If you listen to something calming, soothing, reassuring, night after night, your subconscious begins to associate that experience with safety, with rest, with feeling cared for, and over time, that association becomes part of the background texture of your inner world. It's not that the words are directly changing your beliefs, it's that the repeated experience of feeling calm, of being spoken to gently, of having your worries acknowledged and softened, creates a pattern. And patterns, repeated often enough, shape how you feel. This is why certain people find sleep meditations or affirmations helpful. Not because the words themselves have power, but because the ritual of listening, night after night, creates a sense of consistency. A gentle, repeated suggestion that you are safe, that you are okay, that you can rest. Your subconscious picks up on that, not as a command, but as a pattern. And patterns influence how you feel, even if you're not consciously aware of them. But this takes time. It's not instant. It's not a switch you flip. It's a gradual process, built through repetition, through consistency, through the accumulation of small, gentle experiences over many nights. So, if you've been hoping for a quick fix, for a way to reprogram your subconscious overnight, I want to be honest with you. That's not how it works. But if you're willing to be patient, to create consistent patterns, to expose yourself to gentle, reassuring messages over time, then yes, your subconscious can shift. It can learn new associations. It can begin to feel safer, calmer, more at ease. And that's what we're doing here, in a way. Not trying to force anything, not trying to override your natural patterns. Just offering you something soft to listen to, something steady, something that might, over time, help your subconscious associate nighttime with calm instead of anxiety. You don't have to believe it will work. You don't have to try hard or focus intently. You can just listen, or drift, or fall asleep partway through. And your subconscious will absorb whatever it absorbs, in its own time, in its own way. There's no test, no right or wrong way to do this. Just the gentle repetition of a calm voice offering you reassurance while you rest. And if that becomes a pattern, repeated often enough, it might just shift something. Not dramatically, not all at once, but gradually, softly, over time. There's a voice in your head that you hear more than any other voice in the world. Your own. All day, every day, you talk to yourself. Sometimes consciously, out loud or in clear sentences, but more often subconsciously, in fragments, impressions, quick judgments, automatic commentary. And the tone of that inner voice matters. Because your subconscious is listening. Think about how you talk to yourself when something goes wrong, when you make a mistake, or forget something, or don't perform as well as you hoped. Do you speak to yourself with kindness, with understanding, the way you might speak to a friend who's struggling? Or do you criticize, blame, use harsh words, impatient words, words you'd never say out loud to another person? For many people, the inner voice is much harsher than the outer voice, much more critical, much less forgiving, and that inner tone becomes familiar to your subconscious. It becomes part of the background sound of your mind, the default setting. Your subconscious doesn't necessarily question whether that voice is right. It just absorbs it. It assumes if this is how we talk to ourselves, then this must be how things are. This must be who we are. And over time, that inner tone shapes how you feel. If the voice is harsh, critical, constantly pointing out flaws, your subconscious begins to carry a sense of not being good enough, of being unsafe, even within your own mind. But here's the important part. You can change that tone, not instantly, but gradually. You can begin to notice how you talk to yourself, and when you catch yourself being harsh, you can pause. You can choose, just for this moment, to speak more gently, not with false positivity, not pretending everything is fine when it's not, but with the same kindness you'd offer someone you care about. That was hard. I did my best. It's okay to feel frustrated. I'm tired. That makes sense. I don't have to be perfect right now. I'm learning. Mistakes are part of that. I can try again. This might feel awkward at first, unfamiliar. Your subconscious is used to the old tone, and changing it can feel forced or insincere. But if you keep practicing, if you keep choosing softer words, even when it feels strange, your subconscious will begin to adjust. It will start to recognize this new tone as familiar, and gradually it will begin to internalize it. The harsh voice won't disappear completely. It's been there a long time, but it will soften. It will lose some of its power, and in its place, a gentler voice will grow stronger. This is one of the most powerful forms of subconscious learning, not through external messages, but through changing the internal conversation. The one that happens constantly, quietly, in the background of your mind. And the best time to practice this is at night. When you're lying here and your mind is reviewing the day, and you notice thoughts about things you should have done differently, things you wish you'd said, mistakes you made. In those moments, you can experiment with a softer tone, not dismissing your feelings, but holding them more gently. Today was difficult. I'm allowed to feel tired. I didn't handle that perfectly. Nobody does. I can learn from it. I'm doing my best. That's enough. Your subconscious is listening, and over time, over many nights, it will begin to believe that softer voice. It will begin to carry that tone into your waking life, into your automatic thoughts, into the background commentary that runs all day long. This is an experiment, not an obligation. You don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to force yourself to be positive when you don't feel positive. But you can try, just a little, to be kinder to yourself, to speak to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you love, and see what happens. See if over time, the inner world becomes a little gentler, a little safer, a little more comfortable to live in. Your subconscious is listening, and it's learning, always. We've covered a lot tonight, the way your subconscious works during the day, automating patterns, saving energy, the way it holds on to unfinished emotions, scanning for safety, processing memories while you sleep. We've talked about dreams, about routines, about the thoughts that repeat at night, about how you can't force your subconscious to change, but you can create conditions that allow it to shift gently over time. And now, as we come to the end, I want to leave you with one simple idea. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It's not working against you. It's not trying to make your life harder. It's doing its best with the information it has to keep you safe, to help you function, to process everything you experience and make sense of it. Sometimes it does things that feel unhelpful. It loops on worries. It flags things as dangerous when they're not. It holds on to old patterns that don't serve you anymore. But even then, it's trying to help. It's operating according to rules it learned in the past, in situations where those rules made sense. Your subconscious isn't perfect, but it's not broken. It's just doing what it was designed to do. And the more you can see it that way, the more you can befriend it, work with it, instead of fighting against it, the easier things become. You can talk to your subconscious in a way, not out loud necessarily, but in the quiet internal space where thoughts form. You can acknowledge it, thank it for trying to keep you safe, reassure it when it's being overly cautious. You can say gently, I know you're worried, I know you're trying to protect me, but I'm okay right now. We're safe. You can rest. And over time, your subconscious listens. It adjusts. It learns to trust you more, to relax a little, to stop sounding quite so many alarms. This doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience, consistency, a willingness to be kind to yourself, even when your mind is doing things that feel frustrating. But it's worth it. Because when you're at peace with your subconscious, when you're working together instead of fighting each other, everything feels a little easier, a little calmer, a little more manageable. So tonight, as you lie here, you can let your subconscious continue its work. Let it process the day. Let it sort your memories. Let it soften your emotions. Let it do all the things it does quietly in the background while you rest. You don't have to manage it. You don't have to supervise. You can simply trust that it knows what to do. And if thoughts come up, if worries surface, if you find yourself looping on something, you can acknowledge that gently. I see you. I hear you. Thank you for trying to help. But I'm okay. We can rest now. Your subconscious is always with you, always working, always trying in its own way to take care of you. And the more you recognize that, the more you can work with it, the more peaceful your inner world becomes. So rest now. Let your conscious mind step back. Let your subconscious take over. Trust that it will do its work quietly while you drift. You've done enough for today. You're safe, you're okay, and your subconscious will take care of the rest. Good night, /